Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You're old, man.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Coach Vogel.
That's it?
Not to look ahead, but after this game, you've got your longest break of the season, short of the All-Star break. Before a game, what do you do with those days? Rest, mini camp. What do you do?
You know, we treat it like a normal season. We'll have an off day tomorrow, and then we'll have Monday and Tuesday will be practices where we try to grow our offense a little bit. Maybe cover some things on the defensive end that we need to get better at, and just to take advantage of the time to improve.
Would that, like Monday, since you're going to take tomorrow, could Monday be one of your heavier practices you've had this season?
Yeah, probably like a training camp practice. You know, have 2 hours. Not going to be crazy, not get 3 hours practice or anything like that, but we want to take advantage of the ability to have live action to work on things.
How refreshing is it to have that? I mean, you've gone every other day or back-to-backs since the season started 3 weeks ago.
You know, I haven't really had time to even think about it, to be honest with you. I mean, all of our focus is just on trying to win the next game, and you know, if they're back-to-back, great, we'll play them that way. We got a day to rest, that's fine. We got some practice days, even better. But we just worry about winning the next game.
I've been thinking about it for a while.
Do you feel like you have the best bench in the league?
You know, I think there's some good benches out there. I think Philadelphia, you know, what they do with their bench is, you know, extraordinary. You know, with Thaddeus Young and Lou Williams coming in, Lou's leading them in scoring. But I love our bench, you know, and I would put it against any bench in the league. You know, I haven't seen every team yet, but it's definitely a strength of ours.
Frank, what does impress you the most about Roy and his development this year, particularly?
This year, you know, he's just playing more physical. You know, I mean, there's no softness to his game whatsoever. He's just, whether it's on the offensive glass, you know, he's trying to punish bodies in there in the post. He's not settling for turnaround jump shots and whatnot. He's trying to not only be physical when he has the ball, but doing his work early. You know, his duck-ins and his early seals have been better than they have been in the past, and you know, he's taken advantage of the extra muscle that he put on in the off season and using that to his advantage.
Do you feel it's necessary to talk to Danny about what happened in Toronto?
No. I mean, I just told him it was not the brightest thing. He agreed, and you know, he's a smart guy. He just made a dumb play. And it happens sometimes.
What does he have to do to take that next step now?
He's just got to continue. You know, I think right now for Danny, it's a matter of fitting in with our team play. You know, and not trying to be, you know, a one-man show or a volume shooter. Just trying to be a guy that shares like the rest of us and plays within that team concept.
You made an interesting comment last night after the game that you consider depth or balance a weapon.
Of course.
In what ways do you think you can use it as a weapon?
Well, if you have one sort of go-to guy, and you know, you're going against a team that has a great defensive stopper, then they can key on. They can throw that one guy on him and shut you down your main weapon. But also, you know, if you're game planning for 1 or 2 guys, you can put all your forces into stopping those 1 or 2 guys, and you can spread it around and play with you know, this selfless passing that we're trying to achieve, where the ball is just hot potatoed around, and you know, the open man gets the shot every time, not the go-to guy gets the shot every time. That's tough to guard.
Does it make it tougher from your position though? Because when you've got a go-to guy, you know where you're going in those situations. But if you don't, you sort of have to ride a feeling or an idea at that point.
You know, we still want to go to certain guys, you know, down the stretch. But I mean, to have the ability to, you know, if one player is being shut down for a certain reason, and have the ability to go to different options is a weapon.
How do you, like, last night you had the pick and roll with David where you had the bucket and it's basically just seemed like the same play from 2 weeks ago, but from the other side. How do you determine what you're going to go to in those situations when you have so many options?
It's really dictated on the other team's defensive scheme and their defensive personnel. You know, like when we were playing against Miami, I knew the last play of the game we weren't going to go to Danny or whoever LeBron was guarding. You know, we go to our other options. We felt like David West was being effective, not only, you know, to be the guy to get the shot, but we just try to create situations and let our players become the quarterbacks, you know, once the situation is created. So if we get the ball to David, it's not for David to get the shot, it's for David to become the quarterback and read the situation. And if it calls for a skip pass for a Granger 3, great. If it calls for a big pass to Roy ducking in, then that's great. We just try to create a situation.
No, you knew coming in that David was going to be a good player, but has he exceeded
He
your
has,
expectations?
he really has. Just in particular, in terms of fourth quarter offense. I think our execution in the fourth quarter offensively lost us the Bulls series last year, and I think already this year he's been responsible for 2 or 3 wins where we may not have gotten that. If he wasn't here, just his experience, his ability to make big shots, and his poise to be able to execute at crunch time.
Are you seeing stair-step development now with George? Because last night, he seems to be getting a little bit better, a little more comfortable, doing a little bit more as each week passes.
Stair-step development, meaning he's taking a step each week.
He keeps taking little climbs.
Yeah, absolutely, and we expect that. He's really worked on his 3-point shot, and that's a glaring improvement. But he's learning to play within. He's still charging a little bit too many times, which I've been getting on him about. He made some good moves last night where he avoided charge takers, so that's some growth. And tonight will be a big challenge for him, because probably the biggest area and he needs to grow defensively is in chasing guys like Ray Allen off down screens. And he was okay when we played him in Boston, and he needs to improve on that.
I actually meant George Hill.
Good answer for that.
I went with. Well, it's good for.
It was good for Paul.
George to me is established. He's going to continue to develop. But
in terms of what he's been able to do within this team, because he was maybe a little early.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow start, and it's probably my fault for not getting involved enough in the offense. But that guy can play. He can play in pick and roll. He can play in spot-up situations in the open court. He plays the game the right way, and he's a big weapon for us.
The way your bench is constructed, you're probably going to need to have a 7th Man of the Year award this year, because you got 2 guys that you can throw out there.
Yeah.
We need codes for the 2 Georges. We need code.
Yeah. Paul and George.
Yeah.
Back to your practice time, do you have any priorities of what you want to hit on first or emphasize in those practice times?
Our offensive execution and our ability to read and shape space properly rather than one thing.
How big of a challenge is a game like tonight against a team that's been struggling a little bit, but I think everybody feels they're going to get it going sooner rather than later?
It's a big challenge. This is a barometer game for us. We've got to see if we know we have the talent, we know we have the depth. We got to find out if we have the killer instinct yet. And this is a situation to exhibit that, and that's what I've challenged our guys to do.
Frank, are you surprised this early? You've already won 7 games when you've scored less than 100. You only won 7 last year, the entire year.
Yeah, it's I think it's the total points per game. Is as much a byproduct of the pace that we're playing, and we're not playing fast enough. So hopefully we'll start getting our scores up into the hundreds. But our defense has been very solid, and I'm very pleased with where we are with that.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you guys.